Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Feminine Friday. Happy Double Feature Friday. We are on our episode number 3 of our Love Actually series, and today we're going to be reacting to the Candace Owens interview, specifically the part where she talks about her husband. I think it's pretty cute. I think it's so cute. I think it's very, very cute. And I want to get into it with you guys today. And I just spent an hour going over my general reaction and my general things on and highlighted some of the things about the interview that I share with you guys. If you haven't checked it out, do go check it out right here. But we're going to be talking about specifically Candace Owens and her husband, the story, how they came about, and leading to how they have a nice, pretty easy, healthy, seems to be lasting marriage. So I'm not even going to hold you up too much because I want to get into this right away. There's so much to uncover, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Now, hold on. Let's go back. How'd you meet your husband?
With Charlie. This is a crazy story, but the same exact week that Charlie was having these dreams about dying, or where he was really deeply talking to me about it. I mean, he had the dreams over and over again, he said, from a time he signed with Turning Point. But he was like, it was a lot of things happened that week. One, by the end of the week, Kanye tweeted me. Okay. Two, I had this in the same way he was like, I'm going to die. I was just like, we need to get to London. We need to go to the UK. No reason. We had no reason, no rhyme or reason to go to the UK. And I just started hammering him in April, being like, we need to go to the UK, we need to go to the UK, we need to go to the UK. June comes around, I'm hammering him, we need to go to the UK. He's like, for what? And I'm just like, just make up something to be there. I just feel like pulled to go to the UK. I have the messages. It's so crazy to read back. And so eventually, I am feeling so pulled to go to the UK that I say to him, give me your credit card, I'm just going to book the flights, because then you'll be forced to just make a reason for us to go to the UK. And I did it. And I had never done that, never booked flights, never taken his card. And I was like, now we're going to the UK, so find something for us to do. And he was like, well, I've been wanting to like build out Turning Point UK and kind of build out this international thing. And so we were hosted by who are now dear friends to us, John Mappin and Arena Mappin. Charlie had been emailing with them, and they said, we'd love to host you because we need Turning Point in the UK. And I spoke. This is also the same event that they would eventually pull the out of context comments from. So this is December. And then they would pull these comments in March of the following year. And he got together a great group, and I presented on stage, and my husband was in the audience.
Okay. I know that was a lot. It was very long-winded. We had to give some backstory of how she even ended up meeting him. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. We're about to dive into this. Hold on to your horses. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
And I just sort of looked at him and just thought he was really cute. Thought he was really cute. And at the end, he came up to me and he said, hi, I'm George Farmer. And I was like, George Farmer's pretty cute. And that was it. Never going to probably see him again. Next day, I had a podcast, Russell Brand. Go out to the countryside, book as much media as possible. And then Russell Brand went over. It was 3 hours. And my assistant somehow had a miscommunication with PJW. There was going to be this Turning Point UK launch dinner where a bunch of political players were going to be brought to the room. And PJW was supposed to be, unbeknownst to me, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a YouTuber in the UK. And long story short, I didn't know this dinner was happening. It was not in me and Charlie's calendar. We had no idea it was happening. I was going to go do Russell Brand. Charlie did some press down there, back in London. I'm in the countryside. And then we met back up to do another media event. I suddenly realized, I am told by my assistant that I'm running 3 hours late to a dinner that I didn't even know was happening. So me and Charlie jump into a taxi, book it, and are like, how could this miscommunication have happened? Important political players, a nice, small, intimate dinner of maybe 18, maybe even smaller, maybe 15 people. And I walk into this dinner, and George Farmer is hosting the dinner.
All right, guys, it's about to get spicy. Woo! I'm sorry. We had to break stuff up. We're not trying to get copyright, guys. We're not trying to get a copyright. But before we continue, I love how she's smiling about. I feel like every girl does that. Like when you genuinely like your husband, and you look back on how you met, and it could be nice. We're not so blessed yet, but I could imagine. I'm happy. I'm happy for her because I love a good love story, and I feel like this is cracking up to be one. Let's continue.
Because he wanted to get behind Turning Point UK, because him and his father were very involved with Brexit at the time. And his father was at one time the treasurer for the Tory party. So they were involved in politics, and he just thought Turning Point UK was a great idea. And he was helping his friend PJW put together a little dinner to...
Okay, George. Okay. We see you, George. I see the play. Let's continue.
For Charlie and Candace. And so we arrive 3 hours late to this dinner, and George Farmer is there. And I see him, and at this point, because his friends were like, mate, are they even coming? You know, he's just plying everyone at the table with alcohol because, like, he's humiliated that nobody is, and he doesn't know what's happening because he's not talking to me, and we had no idea it was happening. So Charlie and I get there. We don't, like, this is so out of our character. We would never show up somewhere late. I don't know where the ball got dropped. I blame PJW. And so does George. And we immediately just went around the table, and I just said sorry to every single person. You know, obviously, I had to thank you. Thank you for being here. Da, da, da. We sit down. I sit down next to my husband, future husband, and I'm telling you, I just looked at his face, and I knew he was it was the craziest thing. I just knew he was my husband.
Okay, let's just stop right there. Oh my gosh. You guys see it. I was holding that in for a second. I dare say George intentionally made sure that Candace sat next to him. I think the excuse was, hey, let's have a dinner for Charlie and Candace. George hosting it. But I think George had his eye on Miss Candace, Mrs. Owens, Miss Candy. Just like Candace. Okay, let's not do that. I think George had maybe his eye on her for a little bit. Maybe he took advantage of an opportunity. I don't know. Maybe it's coincidental. We're just speculating. Allegedly, but that was cute. So far, it's super cute. And the fact that she sat next to her future husband, and he sat next to his future wife, whether he planned it or not. In my head, I think men, especially men that are that prestigious, men that are that smart, they don't do things by accident. They're very strategic. They won't even give in to their strategy even after the strategy was successful. So, I'm just speculating here. He was hosting he met her, hosted the dinner. She came up, even if he may have been a little bit upset, a little bit humiliated, he was like, no, she's sitting right next to daddy right here. Put her right here. Just saying, just throwing that out there, but let's continue.
And he didn't speak to me, barely, because he was thinking the same thing. Like, he knew that I was his wife and had already texted his friend after hearing me speak the night before. And he wrote in writing, I'm going to marry Candace Owens. And his...
I feel like that proves my point. I'm sorry, you guys. I just get so excited for love. And I love to see like a guy that a guy that is about his word and about his action, and simultaneously it aligns, right? But I dare say, I feel like maybe in the future George will reveal this, maybe not. Maybe it's because it was incidental. I feel like the feelings were brewing before he met Candace. And then once he officially, because I think he knew of Candace, he was like, "Ooh, this woman, this chocolate beauty right here. Oh, she's just saying things that I align with. She's just saying the things, and it's making me feel the feels, and I need that in my life. And coincidentally, she's coming to the UK. I meet her. I speak with her. We must have a dinner. We must." Candace has arrived, but you know what? We can't give it away. We must have it for Charlie as well. We don't want to be too obvious, because what if she's not interested in me? I am a white man from the UK. I don't know. I feel like he was secretly shooting his shot. And then when he met her in person and he got to see her physically, he was like, oh no, we gotta take this home. We taking this home to moms. We taking this home all the way through. She is mine. She needs this in her life. I need that in my life. I felt like that was George's. You know what? Let's just continue, because I'm getting carried away right now. Let's continue.
And his
No
friend,
way.
who was the best man in our wedding, was like, mate, you're an idiot. Like, he read this at the night before our dinner, read the messages, and it was the exact same thing was happening for me. And I'm saying to my assistant, like, George Farmer's my husband. Like, and we didn't say anything. He was then too nervous, so I spoke to his best friend, Nick, who was the best man in our wedding. He chatted with him the whole time, and I'm just sitting here like, man, I really want to talk to this George Farmer. He's just so cute. And he said a couple of words, and then at the
Listen, let's just stop right there. Let's just stop. I know I'm gonna be pausing a little bit throughout. I'm gonna drag. I think this is like a 3 to 5 minute session. I feel like I'm gonna drag this into like a whole 30-minute video. But let's just stop right there real quick. If a man is smitten with you like that, where he's just like nervous to talk to you, there's just something about you. Listen, and you feel that way towards him, that's something special right there, guys. That's something special, and it should be explored. It should be taken to the furthest extent. And I'm just so smitten with this story already. But let's continue. I know I've been pausing a lot, but I just can't contain it, guys. I have no control, as you guys know. I have no control when it comes to the things of love, and I love just celebrating love. I love hearing about love. I'm just a romantic, guys. I'm just a romantic. But let's continue.
And then at the end, sent me a message on WhatsApp and said, thank you so much for coming to church tonight. And I was like, you should come to the Student Action Summit, which is going to be next week in Palm Beach. Had no idea if he had a girlfriend. Was really hoping he didn't, because he was my husband, so it would be weird if he had a girlfriend, right? It would be so weird if I found out my husband had a girlfriend. And he flew over with a girlfriend of his. And the whole time I'm just trying to figure out, like, we're doing SAS, all of this is going on, and we just kind of like put them in our group. And I'm just trying to figure out if those two are dating, like if my husband has a girlfriend. And there was this donor to Turning Point USA. I used to stay at her house when we had an event in Palm Beach. And she's older. She was like 75, and she's at the age where they don't care what they say. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you two would be so cute together. And I'm sitting here like, so I did this thing that I'm telling you, I've never done this. This is so funny. And we had the event it was at Mar-a-Lago. I remember the dress I was wearing, and then he shows up wearing like a cummerbund, Englishmen in their suits, right? So he shows up looking like James Bond. And I'm like, okay, everybody stop. That's my husband. Like, obviously. Like, in my head, I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, my husband in a suit is just like, okay, just shuts everything down. And I'm just sitting here, and afterward, we went to the Breakers, and we had a conversation, and the conversation just completely flowed. We were actually talking about Vladimir Putin, which is really funny. And we were talking about, planes and overcharging for suitcases. And I'm thinking like, okay, I don't think he's dating this girl, because she was there, and we were kind of like, mm-hmm. talking. And so I went back to the donor's house, and I was like, I am going to message him and see if he wants to like meet up for, what do you call like when you have like a late night, there's like a fancy expression for it, to have a cocktail late night. What do they say? I don't know what people call it. There's a nice fancy way to say it, whatever. But I'm like, I'm going to text him. Okay, here's how I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to text him and see if he wants to meet up in like the lobby of the hotel. And I'm going to shoot my shot. And if he answers, then like, okay, there was definitely something there. And if he doesn't answer, then there was nothing. Okay. And he said, like, so I texted him. I texted my husband who I thought was my husband in my head. And I'm like, hey, like, do you want to go grab there's a word for it, whatever, in the lobby or whatever of the hotel? No response.
Listen, shout out to Candace for not being afraid of shooting her shot. But that's messed up. That's like not how you want things to go. It's just not. That is wild. And I feel her pain. I feel her pain a little bit. But let's continue.
I got no response. Going backward and going over this together, he was like, I was just knocked out sleeping. Well, of course, you're thinking 1,000 different things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, no, he's dating that girl. He's totally dating that girl. I'm an idiot. Like, and yeah. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, he's gonna, and then the next day we went to the donor's house again. And she was just like, you guys make such a cute couple. And I was like getting all these signs. And then after he left, he called me and we talked on the phone for like 3 hours. And I was like, okay, he didn't have a girlfriend, the whole thing. And then he told me, like, I just fell asleep and I'm so sorry I missed the text message. I was like, if you knew the thought and the emotion and everything that went behind this, like, I never do this. At the time, I didn't even drink, by the way. Like, I was just making up an excuse to see him. And it was just, he just passed out. And I was like, he's probably with that girl, like all the girly emotions. And none of that was happening. And so, yeah, we then like spoke every day on the phone. Obviously, he was back in the UK, and then he proposed to me on a plane. We hadn't even had our first kiss. So I'm one of the
Hadn't even had.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop. Oh my gosh, that is like something straight out of like a rom-com. And you guys know we love our rom-coms. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, I have so much to say on this. I love their story. It's so unique. It's so funny. It's so romantic. It's so like comical. It's just so many like, it's hilarious. Because you could just imagine, like, this is an overview, right? But imagine like all the funny lead ups. They need to like make a movie based off of their love story because I feel like it would be gold. Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Amazon. If you're hearing this, make it happen for the people. I don't even want anything for the suggestion. Maybe a shout out would be nice. But if not, I'm okay with you just bringing it to the people because we would love to see it. But you know what? Let's continue.
Had your first kiss?
No. How could we? He was in the UK. So he proposed to me. People thought we were totally insane. His friends thought he was insane. Everyone thought I was insane. But my sisters were like, this is the most Candace thing I've ever heard, ever. You know?
So wait, how much time from...
Hold up. I feel like your sisters, oh my gosh, your sisters, your family, your siblings, there's no, as someone who has brothers and sisters, like, there's something with sibling connection. Like, there's just something there. There's a level of understanding there, whether you're brother and sister, 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 brother, brother, there's like a different level of connection. But there's something different when you have a sister. Because they just know you. They know like the good parts of you, the bad parts of you, the quirky parts of you, the weird parts of you, the questionable parts of you, everything. So when she says her sisters, I automatically started thinking about my sister because my sister, oh my gosh, she will tell me like it is for sure. I love both of my sisters. They're amazing. They're awesome. But that sisterly love is just something else. That sisterly connection is something else. But yeah, let's continue.
How much time from you met him to...
Engagement? 18 days.
18 days? Wow.
I'm gonna need someone to be about me like this. Like this. I just want to put this out there before we continue with this. She may think that from the time to be fair, from the time they physically met to engagement, it was 18 days. We love to hear it. We love the intention George had behind it. We love that he was not playing any games. And if the Lord could just bless us when our time comes with someone that has that exact intention, action, aligning, and follow through. If we can only all be so blessed. I wish that for you ladies out there, my single ladies out there who are waiting for their guys. I wish that for all you guys as well. But I just want to say this. I think that romance started before they physically met. Like before Candace knew about who George Farmer was. George Farmer surely knew who Candace Owens was. So I feel like this romance started before he physically met her, at least for him. In his head, he was like, you see that nice chocolate up there? On these lives, on this podcast, speaking at Congress, all this other stuff. She's throbbing the heart. He probably stalked her a little bit on Instagram, let's just be honest. He might have even had a ghost profile clicking through her stories, watching her Twitter. He might have, I don't know. Obviously, when he had time, he seemed like he was a really busy man. But I think, my opinion, allegedly, I think that romance started for George before it started for Candace and before they physically met. I could be wrong. He may not even admit to it, even if it was true. Who knows? Because it may come up as a little creepy. But we could keep your secret, George. We can keep your secret. But let's continue.
Wow. How long have you guys been married now?
7 years.
7 years.
7 years. Baby number 5 on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So.
Love to hear about the growing family. Baby number 5. George was 7 years, 5 chin. Yo, George was. He was. We don't. You know what? It's not ladylike to have this kind of conversation. But George was not playing around. He loves his wife. Let's just say that he's about it, and he loves his wife. Let's continue.
So I can't even explain the pull that pulled me to the UK. And when I saw him, I mean, I don't know if I dreamed it. I mean, some things are just so metaphysical. We don't understand the world and the way it works. But I knew he was my husband, and I was right. So everyone was wrong. I was like, no, that's obviously my husband. Like, I have no, and the way that I describe how I felt, and I will be such a hypocrite, by the way, in the future when my daughter pulls this, she'll be about to marry. I feel like my daughter someday is going to watch this episode and be like, you and Dad fell in love. When you're watching and you're 20, however old you are, Louise, you're not allowed to meet any guy like this. You're not allowed to get married after 18 days. This only applies for me. I'm going to be a total hypocrite. The only way that I can describe the way I felt is it felt like a sigh of relief. Like, oh, there he is. Like, everything's going to be okay now. He's there.
What's the secret to a successful?
That was so beautiful. And I could imagine that's how a lot of girls have felt when they met their husbands. A lot of girls feel, a lot of girls will feel. It's just, yes. The moment that I've been waiting for, the person that I've been waiting for is just standing in front of me, and I can breathe. I can breathe. And I understand what she means. I do. And shout out to her. I love to hear. I love that she broke down this story. We're not done yet. She's about to give some candid advice, and then we'll close out with my general thoughts on this. But that was very beautiful. I think a lot of women out there are going to experience that when they meet their husband. Obviously, if they're marrying for the right reasons. And I think you do. I think that once you finally meet your person and the time comes when you're walking down that aisle, it's just an unexplainable feeling that, I don't know. I think the best way to say it, at least for a woman, is like, you're finally doing with your person. You can breathe now. That was beautiful. I like that. Let's continue though.
Successful marriage.
Gosh, the secret to a successful marriage. I feel in some ways I have been just so blessed by God to just have a really easy marriage, because I hear, everyone wants to know what the secret is. And I think the secret is loving the person you married, like genuinely enjoying them, like genuinely being fascinated by them. like wanting to aspire to them, wanting to know them, every like layer of them, and wanting to learn from them, having just like a deep reverence for the person that you're marrying, like aside from just being giddy and in love with them. And I'm totally obsessed with my husband. I just genuinely am. And that's the best feeling in the world. Like I feel like I cheated in life somehow like that. I just got to marry the person of my dreams who wears a suit like James Bond. Like I'm just like, he's just perfect in every way. And the best thing is just to see who he became after we had kids. Like, men, you unlock something, and I'm sure it comes from.
Okay, let's just pause right there. Because she's about to like just go over everything with her husband and how she admires him. But the point of the message that I'm trying to get at is what she said. And it's something that I strongly advocate for. And I agree. Even though I'm not married, I do agree. I feel like the key to like a successful marriage, relationship, long-term companionship is that you love the person. You genuinely like the person that you're going to be with. And I think that's why it's important for us women to like not, us women and men too, just in general, but obviously I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, not let desperation interfere with what you could have. Because sometimes I feel like we make rash decisions because of desperation. And desperation doesn't have to be like, oh, you're becoming older and you're running out of time. Desperation could be like, oh, you're really infatuated with someone, infatuated with a man who's not caring for you, who doesn't love you, who probably treats you in a very bad way. And desperation it takes its shapes in many different forms, but I think those two things are the most common. You're desperate because you want to be with someone who technically isn't right for you and hasn't shown you any real regard or care to have good intentions for you, or you feel like you're running out of time, whether if it's familiar family pressures or whether if it's biological pressures, or whether if it's the pressures you put on yourself. I think sometimes our thoughts and our mindsets can interfere and cause us to make the wrong decisions, and then we pay the price long term later. So trust me, guys, I have not had it easy at all. And I'm not saying that there's growth to be had. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying that I had to grow in certain aspects of my life. Even when I felt like I had it right, the person that I wanted to be with, things just didn't work out. You have to be honest. And like I said before to you guys in my previous video, I think love is real when it's mutual and it's lasting. And I think Candace did a good job with just putting in simple terms. It's simply just loving the person that you're with, wanting to get to know them, wanting to understand them, wanting to be connected with them on a deeper level, wanting to aspire to them. Because we can all share different things about one another, but I think overall, like, it's a mutual feeling, a mutual regard that a man and a woman has towards each other, that deep love and reverence and affection and desire and all the passion that comes with it, and then it lasts because it's mutual, because there's no other thing or no other feeling or the other person that you want to do life with. And I feel like that's how you know it's your person. And believe me, B, I know it's heartbreaking because you may feel like you're with someone who may not be putting in the effort. You may feel like you're with someone who may be treating you terribly. Or you may feel like the time is running out because you want to have certain things at a certain time. Or you don't want to risk certain things. I get it. I understand. But the cost of having something now that you don't really want or it's not really fitting for you can cost you so much later. And we've seen that with different people. We've seen that with different stories. And I would hate to have that happen to you. That's why even though there's sometimes where I'm just like, God, can you, it's taking so long? Why did I have to go through this? As you guys know, I shared in my recent reflection video, semi-recently, it's been a few months now, it dealt with heartbreak. And it wasn't easy, and I'm just like, listen, Lord, it has to be me at this point. Like, it has to be me. And, you get to a point where you question God. You definitely question God. But you know what? I'd rather be waiting. I'd rather be waiting than to end up with the wrong person. because it's not just the wrong person because maybe they didn't treat you fairly, maybe because you guys aren't compatible, whatever the case may be, which I think we can get into another topic because I just have a difference of opinion when it comes to compatibility and all this other stuff. But I think that you rather wait than for the right person, the person who's going to love you mutually, truly, in the best way and give you the best feeling, have the best romance story, have the best marriage, have the best family. You rather wait for that than to be with someone that you think you want to be with. Matter of fact, to be with a counterfeit. To settle for something that's truly not great for you just because you may have a little tingle in your spine for them. No. You deserve everything. And I promise you, it may hurt to let them go. Believe me, be. It may hurt the next few months, maybe a few years for some of us, who knows? But I promise you, when you get there and when you meet them, you are going to have the same feeling, if not better, of that sigh of relief that Candace Owens had when she met her husband. So that's all I have for you guys today, you guys. I've genuinely enjoyed this episode of Love Actually. Remember that we drop episodes for Love Actually every Friday. Ideally, we drop them around 8 p.m. There's some days where some weeks, where time gets the best of me. And I'm not able to record technically until later on in the afternoon, and then it takes time to edit, then upload, and all this other stuff. We'll do our best to be on time moving forward. But I hope you guys genuinely enjoyed this video just as much as I did. Do remember that we drop content every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with our double feature Fridays with our new series, Love Actually. And if you guys did enjoy this video, if you guys did enjoy the things that we do on this channel, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and do like the video. And comment below on your thoughts on Candace and George Farmer, the Farmer family, on their love story. I personally think it was very cute, very unique, and we need to do a rom-com on this ASAP. If it's not coming out by next year, we're dropping the ball here. But I would love to know your thoughts. That's all I have for today, you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. So bye.